When we think of Siberia, we think of extreme cold, extreme heat, and a lot of prison camps. But actually, Siberia is a beautiful land that's very much like our Northwest Territories or the Yukon. And deep within Siberia is a very unusual religious group. They're made up of political scientists, intellectuals, musicians, writers, and they share one very special common thread in their religion. Their teacher, they say, is Jesus Christ.
The vastness of Siberia. For centuries, it has served as a refuge for those fleeing religious persecution in Russia. And today, in the new Russia, the followers of Vissarion have come here to build a new life, a new society. They left lives, cities, and countries throughout Russia and Europe to settle in a cluster of tiny Siberian villages like Petropavlovka. To follow the teachings of Vissarion. Vissarion is known as the teacher. For these worshippers, he is Jesus Christ returned in our day. Many of these believers are scientists, intellectuals, prominent artists, and there are more than 4,000 of them. Sergei, the priest, was once a military officer. He speaks of the mystery, the sacred union between God, the teachings of Vissarion, and nature. In the majestic Siberian isolation, the community of Vissarion is trying to disconnect from the dependency on modern life. They try to build relationships based on giving, love, and an aversion to anger and aggressiveness.
The followers of Vissarion don't just pray, have hymns and ceremonies. They actually have a charter that governs their entire life. How they relate to each other as people, how they relate to their spouses, their children, what they eat, how they work, in short, how they govern their entire lives.
In his past life, Siegfried Werning was a computer scientist. He owned a company back in Germany. But he left the company, his wife, the grown children, once he met and experienced Vissarion, the teacher.
If Christ would come on earth, he would be like that. He was very calm and not demanding, but at the same time was very strong in his teaching, very clear. And I enjoyed it. And I think, in fact, I've been waiting for him somehow, I feel.
What are the major teaching points that Vissarion gives you and has convinced you to change your life so much?
The basics of the teaching is not very different from those 2,000 years ago. Only the people did not follow the teaching. Love thy neighbor, love thy enemy, and don't think bad about other people. And teach us to differentiate between good and evil. For the first time, I'm really working on my egoism and trying to get rid of it. Laziness, selfishness, you want to have all for yourself, and you think of yourself first. These are all examples of how the evil works. I had to look more at myself, my problems, my qualities, and you cannot escape it. When you live here, you cannot escape it. You have to deal with it. We have a meeting at 7 o'clock for 1 hour. If someone has a problem or a question, we're trying to solve it, looking at the teachings.
While Siegfried works on weaving, his new wife Petra extracts sheep wool, transforming it into threads rolled into yarn. It's all according to Vissarion's teaching. This community wants to be able to survive without the amenities of modern life, should the calamities of a second coming be great. They raise their own food as much as possible. They are strict vegans. They believe in reincarnation to give the soul more than a lifetime chance to improve itself.
We try to meet the needs of other people that are not able to do the work alone. Right now we're doing the hay, which is an awful job. It's very, very hard outside over there.
Creativity is an imperative in this community. Anton and his work partner, for example, go deep into the forests to chop wood. They pray for nature to be gracious about the imminent destruction of a tree. The trees are not only the building blocks of their homes or the firewood for their heat. They sculpt the tree trunks into exotic chairs and furniture, which can fetch a good income. When we come back, the relationship between man and woman, according to Vissarion's teachings.